This episode of Tolle Run is brought to you by the Outland Challenge Triathlon,
Run and Fun,
and MTech Results. Hi, I'm Olympian Carrie Tellison, and today we're doing mobility exercises with Ryan McDowell. So let's get after it. So Ryan, what are we doing today?
We're going to do 5 mobility exercises that runners need to prevent injuries.
Okay.
The lacrosse ball smash for the lower leg and the hip, kneeling ankle stretch, kneeling hip flexor stretch, and the 90-90. So we're going to use the lacrosse ball to smash or really knead open some of our tight muscles. So we're going to start with the lower leg. And we're going to use the term seek and destroy. So I'm going to start off with it here, both down here in the lower leg as well as up into the kind of the belly of the calf. We're going to just go ahead and roll around, and we are going to roll to make change. I want you to go in there, find the spots that really reach out and touch you. You'll know when it happens, your eyes will bug out. And our goal here is before we go on a run or a workout, 30 seconds to a minute each leg. We want to hit the whole bottom side here. We want to open up the lower part of the leg as well as the calf, because everything flows down and joins into the Achilles. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're kind of preventing Achilles tendonitis, but also the more that your lower leg is supple and kind of pliable, it's going to allow you to help prevent a lot of lower foot problems, plantar fasciitis, tendonitis, turf toe, things like that really can affect runners a lot. We also want to make sure that we're not neglecting the front side where shin splints happen, because the AT or the front side of the leg is just as important. So that doesn't cut it, Carrie.
It doesn't.
You got to get down here and you got to dig in right through here.
Okay.
You want to work in about a 7 or an 8 on the pain threshold. I don't want you at a 9 or a 10 right off the bat. You're going to take the same thing, ball, and you're going to run up into the hip. And we're going to basically find everything up into the glutes as well as up above the hip and down onto that high IT band.
Okay.
You're going to have to use your hands to create, a little bit of support, because you'll get in those spots that reach out and touch you, and I want you to try to keep it to a 7 or an 8 on the pain threshold. We don't want to get it so it's too hot and heavy and really feel like ice picks are jabbing in there right off the bat. Roll to make change, not pain.
Okay.
Okay, and again, before a workout, 30 seconds, a minute. Afterwards, 2 to 5 minutes. Go to town.
Why did you decide the lacrosse ball?
These are stiff enough to get in and make change. Tennis balls are a little bit too light, and golf balls are a little bit too extreme. They're the right size, and to be honest, the price is right. If you lose one or the dog gets it, you're not getting upset about losing a $30, massage ball. So once we go ahead and smash, we've opened that up. If you're somebody who has ankle issues, it's great to stretch the calf. We also want to glide and slide and open the joint itself. And one thing we can do with that is get into a half kneeling position, and you're going to keep the ankle down and you're going to drive forward, okay? So you can do this here. I'm doing this without anything. We're trying to drive forward. And what you can do is, off of a wall, you can go ahead and try to drive closer, okay? So as you're keeping your knee straight, you're not allowing your hip to move around or the knee to dive in. You want to keep this knee tracking over the toe, and you're going back and forth. So we smashed the hips. We're going to go to the 90-90 stretch. And from here, you're going to be in this position so that your lead leg is at 90 degrees, the trail leg is at 90 degrees, and you're going to twist and look over that shoulder. Woo. Okay? Yep, we want both legs on the ground, and I want to get this hip as open as possible there. So now you're opening up, and so you're here looking over this shoulder.
Okay.
So again, switch sides, 90-90, so you're in this position. It doesn't have to be extreme.
90-90.
And then you're twisting and turning and looking over that other shoulder. Finished up with the last stretch, which I call the money stretch, meaning if you have time for one stretch and one stretch only, this is the one to do. It's the kneeling hip flexor stretch. So you're gonna be in this position here. It is not a long lunge. It is knee right below the hip, foot right below the knee. My knee is down, toe is pulled up underneath, hand is either behind the neck or to the ceiling, and you're gonna squeeze your glute and try to drive this hip forward while keeping this glute engaged. And I'm reaching just like that. Okay, so it's a really fairly small stretch. That's even a little bit longer stretch than I've had. But yeah, right there, Katie. That's it, and then just squeeze the glute and try to reach up here. And you're gonna feel this stretch anywhere from the middle of the quad all the way up through, even up into the shoulder. Again, a pattern stretch, the whole front side of the body, because we as red-blooded Americans are sitting all the time.
Yeah.
No matter if we're pretty active people. I know I sit more than I would like to. You know, sitting at the computer, you know, sitting doing work, sitting reading books to the kids, all those good stuff. We want to make sure that we're opening up the hips. The hip flexors always win. So I like to think of stretches as patterns rather than I want to stretch my hamstrings. I want to stretch my glute. Stretch a pattern, okay? And this is a great thing to do for sort of stretching out the hips and making sure you're keeping your hips mobile. The more mobile your hips are, the less problems you can have with the IT band. There are no good IT stretches, okay? Complete myth, okay? You cannot stretch them. It's like a leather belt. Last time I checked, leather belts don't stretch. Get the hips mobile, that takes the pressure off of here.
For a lot of us, we spend so much time stretching. We want to make sure we're stretching the right things. And, you know, I mean, a lot of times when you go and see the physical therapist, they'll tell you the same thing. Stop stretching, you know, stop stretching the hamstring. And with Ryan, just like he shows you, it's a lot more getting in there, like trigger point and like smashing the different muscles instead of just constantly, you know, stretching all the time.
How can we find you? Like, do you take people through this actual exercise?
I do movement screens. I do functional movement screens and other movement assessments to see how people's hips, ankles, and shoulders work. And then I do detailed exercise prescriptions based on those screens. And people can do that for one-on-one. They don't have to be a member of our gym. And you can find me at maxmeadfitness.com.
Thanks for joining me for Mobility Exercises. Get after it. Hi, I'm Olympian, and today we're doing mobility exercises. Hi, I'm Olympian Carrie Tellefson, and today we're doing I can't do it. It's gonna have to be functional.
You need the functional.
Mobility, okay.
Locked.
Here, turn around.
Oh, hey. She's getting after it.
Yeah, she's getting after it.